What's up everybody? Today we're gonna talk about Skyrim philosophy. In the background we got some Sudoku chants and I thought it was a good idea to put on some relaxing music and talk about Skyrim philosophy. So what is Skyrim philosophy? Skyrim philosophy is basically the philosophy I developed from playing Skyrim. Because what happens is that people inside games have a lot of fun and an enjoyable life, but in real life they don't. And I thought about this a long time, and I also developed video games myself as a game programmer. So I know a lot about what makes video games work and what makes them enjoyable. And today I'm gonna tell you a couple of things I found out that are very important, especially in Skyrim, that can also help your own life in real life and make it better and give you a more enjoyable life. So let's begin. So what is the first difference between real life and Skyrim? I think that Skyrim is a video game. Now of course Skyrim is a video game, but what does that mean? Basically it means you don't care what others think, you are free. You do everything you want, you don't care what people think about you, you don't worry about them, just do whatever you want at Skyrim. A good example is shops. Let's say you're in a foreign country and there's a shop that interests you, but there's nobody inside the shop, no customers, only the staff. And you're kind of worried, kind of afraid of going into the shop, because if you're gonna go into the shop, everybody's gonna stare at you. Everybody's gonna think, what is the foreigner doing here? So you have all these worries, but what happens in Skyrim? Do you worry about that? Not at all, right? You go in every shop, in every house. You don't care. If it's not locked, you go inside. You don't care about anything. What about girls? Are you afraid in Skyrim about speaking with NPCs? You don't even think about it. You don't even worry about it. It doesn't even enter your mind, right? And that's very important. That's a very important difference between video games and real life. In video games, there's no social worry. There's no fear. You just do whatever you want. And I think that's very important to also have that same mindset in real life if you want to have an enjoyable life. Then next, in Skyrim, you have the opinion that you can do anything and you can accomplish anything, and that you are a god. For example, let's say I say to you, as an 80 subscriber YouTube channel, I want to become a millionaire. You probably say to me, you're delusional. That's so unrealistic. You will never become a millionaire. But let's say I would say to you, I want to become a millionaire in Skyrim. You would say, do it. Nice. Make the video. In Skyrim, people don't even think about what's realistic and what's not realistic. You know you can do it, and you will do it. And the funny thing about Skyrim is, you start at level 1, right? You start wearing nothing but rags. You have no skills, you have no abilities. Nobody knows you, you have no connections. And yet, you are absolutely convinced that you will be the leader of everything, that you will own every house, that you will be the most richest and powerful person in this whole country. Isn't it crazy? But I feel like if you want to become anything in real life, you have to have that same mindset. You don't even have to question if it's possible or not. Of course it's possible, and you will do it. So what about the real world? The real world has something called learned helplessness. So I'm gonna do an example. Imagine there's an elephant, and it's small, and it's living in a circus. So they basically tie it to a bowl so it cannot run away. But as the elephant grows, it becomes stronger and stronger and stronger. And right now it's so strong, it could actually just run away. The pole and the string would never hold it. But it never does it. So why does it never do it? Because from childhood on, it learned that it cannot escape the pole and the string. So the elephant never tries. I think a lot of people in the real world are exactly like that. I think just just like in Skyrim. They could do anything. They could become a CEO. They could become president. They could become a millionaire, but they never try. So why don't they try? Because a lot of people in power, like the Pope, politicians, your boss, they want you to have learned helplessness. They want you to have that mindset so they can basically stay in control. Because imagine this scenario. You have a company and this company has basically 20 employees and one boss. And these 20 employees have everything we talked about before. Have that Skyrim mindset, this video game mindset, where they don't care about what others think, they do anything. They are absolutely convinced that they are a god and they can accomplish anything. As a boss, wouldn't you be worried? Why? Because these 20 employees are gonna come for your job, and they're not only gonna come for your job, they know they're gonna have your job. And as a boss, that's absolutely scary, right? You don't want to have 20 employees that are absolutely convinced they're better than you and they're gonna replace you. So what does the boss do? The boss basically tells everybody that he's smarter than them, that they are useless. They don't have any skills, they cannot do anything, and they can never escape their position. And then eventually the employees, they will learn that, and they will accept that as a fact, and they will not do anything. And here, Skyrim is different, because it's a video game. Inside, you're not gaslit by anybody, so you can think freely. And what happens is you don't care about what others think. You think you can do anything, and you don't have learned helplessness. You can become anything, and you're absolutely convinced that you can become anything. Then the next thing is, in Skyrim, basically everybody is an NPC, and you're selfish, and you only live for yourself. So in the real world, people think that being selfish is evil. But I think this is also just an invention to keep you trapped. Why? Well, let's, for example, see Skyrim. In Skyrim, are you not the most selfish person alive? Everything you do, every person you help, every quest you take, you do only for yourself. You only do to get that armor, or get that new spell, or level up, or basically do anything just for something for yourself, just to get something yourself, right? And yet, are you not the hero? Yet, do you not do so much good things for other people? For example, when I play Skyrim, I never join the Thieves Guild, I never join the Dark Brotherhood. Why? Because I don't want to be a criminal. I don't want to steal or kill. And yet, I'm the most selfish person in the game. I want to possess every house, be Thane of every city. I want to be the most powerful and influential person in the whole country, in the whole world. So you can see that in Skyrim you can think clearly because it's a video game. You're not gaslit by anybody. So being selfish is not a bad thing. Being selfish can actually do a lot of good in the world, because as you grow and as you make a better life for yourself, you also improve other people's life. And being selfish equal being evil is an invention by especially these people here, the politicians, the boss of your company or whatever, so that you don't become selfish, that you become selfless. And selfless means working for others. So this is the first thing. Learn that life is a video game and you can do anything and you can become anything and become selfish. And being selfish is not a bad thing, it can be a good thing. The next step about Skyrim is the perfect self. So what is the first thing you do in Skyrim? The first thing you do in Skyrim is character creation, right? Right after the intro, you build your own character. And why do you do that? Well, this is something called reliable happiness. And a lot of RPG type of games have that. Basically, you have a body that you like, that brings you a lot of happiness. That's how you always wanted to look like. Or a body that's very funny, for example. And this is not just the body, this is also the mind. And these two combined brings you reliable happiness. In Skyrim, this could be, for example, just zooming out and looking at your character, and you already like this character. Or role playing, so you interact with the NPC, and you already just like being yourself because you're so funny, your character is so funny, or you just like being that person in the game. And both the body and the mind, in this case, are sources of reliable happiness. Basically, you don't have to do anything, you're just happy being yourself. And you made yourself, so you love yourself. So why does this not occur in the real world? Because in the real world, you probably don't like your body and your mind. And this creates reliable unhappiness. You look in the mirror and you're unhappy. You interact with others and you're unhappy. But this you can change. Just like in Skyrim, you can build the perfect self in real life too. And this brings me back to this year, you can accomplish anything. If you don't believe me, just look up looks maxing or gym. These are two things how you can change yourself. And then with technology and esoteric stuff, I think you can do anything. I mean absolutely anything. You can look however you want, and the mind, you can change everything about your mind. And in my opinion, just having that mental image of how you want to be, that perfect self, just having the mental image already brings you reliable happiness, because deep down you are happy with yourself. You might not yet look how you want to look, but you like being yourself. In the mind, you can change at any day. And then the next thing is, so once you have built this perfect self, what do? You grow it. You grow your character. You build this perfect self, you're level 1, you wear rags, what do you do next? You get armor, you level up, you get weapons, you increase your status, you interact with NPCs, and you grow in status and influence. Everything you do in Skyrim is growth. Everything ties back to the perfect self. The first thing you do is you build that perfect character, and then all you do from then on, build this character, improve it. More armors, more money, more houses, more status, more level, more skills. And people oftentimes don't do this in real life because they hate themselves. Because what's the point in getting better armor if you're ugly? Everything you wear looks like shit, so you don't want to wear anything. Why even interact with others or try to become rich or try to gain status if you hate yourself? And this is where it's important to at least have this mental image, so you can build this. Not only can you build the perfect self itself, but you can also improve on it and grow it. And you can also enjoy the sensation of this perfect self. Basically, let's say you built the perfect body. Now you can go out in the world and just enjoy it. Look at the sunset, look at nature, or food, or whatever. The same things you would do in Skyrim, you can just take this perfect self and enjoy it. And then the last thing is logic. This is also very important inside Skyrim. Basically, it's a game and you just want to enjoy it, you just want to have fun in it. And a lot of these things here, they are all okay inside the game. So oftentimes, religions forbid these things. They say you should not follow these things. The only thing you should follow is basically be selfless and live for other people. But I think this is just a tool for control. Like we spoke before, if you are selfless, if you only live for other people, what are you gonna do? You're gonna work hard and you're gonna give everything you have to other people and you enjoy nothing yourself. No pleasure, no nothing. You give everything for other people. And when your boss wants to give you a salary, even then you say, no, I don't need a salary. I live only for others. And then you die. And isn't this the perfect tool for control? If you're a boss, you don't want someone like me, right? You want someone who's completely selfless. Because this person, they're not gonna have an opinion. They're not gonna want to have your job. They're just gonna want to work and they don't even want a salary. And I think a lot of religions, especially like Catholic religions, they build this type of like selfless mentality as a tool for control. because it makes people just want to work and then die, and then maybe they go to heaven, and then there it's gonna be better. But even then, isn't it kind of stupid? You go to heaven and you are selfless. So even in heaven, are you not gonna enjoy anything? Are you just gonna live for other people in heaven too and just work there? It doesn't make sense, right? And you can see it's just a tool for control. In Skyrim, how is it? Well, in Skyrim, all these things are okay. You live only for yourself. But even though you only live for yourself and you're selfish, you are still smart. What does that mean? So why don't I kill or steal in Skyrim? Because if I do that, then the guards are gonna come after me. Or assassins are gonna come after me. Imagine I would kill every NPC in the game. Wouldn't it be stupid? I would ruin my own game. Now I got nobody to play with. And you can see how stupid it is. You can live for yourself, you can be selfish, but you have to be smart about it. And in real life, people oftentimes don't understand that. In real life, for example, there are so many people who think the casino is gonna make you money. How about in Skyrim? If there was a casino, you would do it once, you would see you would lose money, and you would never do it again. So how do you do it in Skyrim then? In Skyrim, you would probably look up how to make money online, right? You would like type in best ways to earn as much gold as possible in Skyrim, and you probably find some guide or some trick. And this brings me to the next point, is that in Skyrim, you oftentimes cheat. So cheating is the best logic in Skyrim. So let's start. Let's say, for example, you play Skyrim and you don't install mods, you don't cheat. Isn't being just a Dragonborn already the biggest cheat itself? Because the Greybeards need to learn need about 60 years to learn a spell. You just need to look at the word and you learn it instantly. You're the biggest cheater out there. You're the Dragonborn. You level up faster than anybody. You grow faster than anybody. And you cannot die. You're literally immortal. Just being yourself is already a cheat. And then on top of that, you install mods to make your life even more easy. And you do tricks. You look up online about hacks and cheats, how you can grow even faster, even get even more money. Everything you do in Skyrim is basically cheating. And use cheating to get as much money as possible, and it's fun. But because you follow logic in Skyrim, you also don't just open the console and get unlimited money. Why? Because this would destroy your game. Now you got nothing to grow, right? And not growing the perfect self, we spoke before that the game is just about growing the perfect self, right? Now you got nothing to grow and the game is fun. But because you have logic, you wouldn't do that. You would instantly know that that wouldn't bring you any fun. And it's easier, it's smarter to actually look up a strategy and follow that strategy. And then seeing it working and becoming the richest person in Skyrim is gonna be fun, right? And my idea is that in Skyrim, people do all of this, what we spoke about, automatically. Basically, they don't even think about, like, is the casino smart? They know it's stupid. And they also wouldn't cheat. They would cheat once and then quickly learn that it's stupid and it destroys their game, then never do it again. And my theory for this is that because Skyrim is a video game, people inside think clearly. And in real life, they don't think clearly because everything is emotional and everything is tied to emotions. It's easy to see the world objectively from a third person because it's a video game. And then you use logic to figure everything out and you excel at the world. You make money faster than everybody else in Skyrim because you think logically about it. And in the real world, you think emotionally and everything is tied to the real world and your body and your fear and you have all these other emotions and they don't make you logical. So that was my Skyrim philosophy. Let's repeat one more time everything. So basically in a video game, you don't care what others think about you. you can do anything and you think you are a god, you are selfish. You live only for yourself. Everything in Skyrim is tied to the perfect self. You build the perfect self, you grow it, and you enjoy the perfect self. And everything you do is tied to that self. And you use logic to grow that perfect self and to enjoy the perfect self. Basically, being selfish is okay as long as you are smart, as long as you don't kill or steal, because you know these things are stupid. Cheating is the best strategy in logic, and all you do in Skyrim is cheat. And even though you cheat, you always think clearly, so you don't destroy your own game. So that was my Skyrim philosophy. Let me know in the comments what you think about this, if you agree or disagree. Other than that, like and subscribe, and see you in the next video.